The clay court season is heating up, and we have massive news coming straight from the tour. First up, the French Open sensation Lois Boisson is officially making her highly anticipated return to the court at the Madrid Open this Tuesday. After battling through the most difficult months of her young career due to a series of injuries and medical setbacks, the 22-year-old star is finally ready to test her game again against Peyton Stearns. Fans are eager to see if she can recapture the magic that saw her dominate top 10 players like Jessica Pegula and Mura Andreeva last year.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, the tennis world is buzzing about Carlos Alcaraz, who just added another massive accolade to his collection by winning the Laureus Sportsman of the Year award. It is an incredible achievement for the world number one, who continues to follow in the footsteps of legends like Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. However, the celebration is tempered by serious concern regarding his health. Alcaraz was spotted wearing a protective cast on his wrist at the ceremony, leaving everyone wondering if he will be physically ready to defend his French Open crown in Paris next month. This wrist injury for Carlos Alcaraz is creating a massive power vacuum in the men's game. Since he and Jannik Sinner have effectively monopolized the Grand Slam circuit for 3 years, any extended absence for the Spaniard would completely blow the door wide open for his rivals. With Alcaraz already forced to pull out of the Madrid Open, the pressure is mounting to see if his recovery timeline will allow him to maintain his dominance on the clay at Roland Garros. We are tracking every update on his medical tests as this story develops. Finally, we have updates on British stars Jack Draper and Emma Raducanu as they race against the clock to find fitness before the French Open. Expert Laura Robson has warned that Draper cannot afford to head into the Grand Slam undercooked after his knee injury, while Raducanu continues to struggle with the lingering effects of a post-viral illness that has sidelined her for weeks. Both players are fighting to get back on the practice court and prove they are ready for the biggest stage in tennis. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat of the action. Imagine skyrocketing from an obscure world ranking of 361 straight into the semifinals of your home Grand Slam. That was the reality for Lois Boisson during the 2025 French Open, a tournament where she didn't just compete. She dismantled giants like Jessica Pegula and Mura Andreeva, announcing herself to the tennis world with a roar. But sports has a cruel way of leveling the playing field, and for the 22-year-old rising star, that meteoric rise was immediately met with a brutal reality check. After backing up her Roland Garros heroics with a title in Hamburg, Boisson vanished from the tour, sidelined for months by what she calls the most difficult stretch of her young life. We aren't just talking about a few standard leg niggles. Boisson has been battling a series of setbacks and, quite frankly, some frustrating medical missteps that led to a string of agonizing false starts. She's opened up about how the sudden glare of the global spotlight, combined with the crushing physical and mental toll of recovery, pushed her to the edge. It's a sobering reminder that for every highlight reel moment we see on TV, there's an athlete behind the scenes struggling to navigate the pressures of fame and the fragility of the human body. Yet, as she prepares for her return at the Madrid Open, there is a renewed sense of clarity in her voice. She isn't just looking to climb back into the top 50. She's looking to prove that the resilience she built in the dark will be the foundation for everything that comes next. Boisson faces Peyton Stearns in her Madrid debut, and while she says she's keeping her expectations in check, the goal is simple: play, compete, and finally, play without pain. Are you ready to see if she can reclaim that French Open magic? Drop a comment below with your thoughts on her comeback. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with the tour's biggest stories. And remember, the greatest comebacks aren't just about winning titles. They're about rediscovering the love for the game when everything else has been stripped away. Imagine standing on the same stage where icons like Messi and Nadal have stood, clutching the most prestigious trophy in sports. For Carlos Alcaraz, that dream just became a reality, but the celebration comes with a chilling reality check. Welcome to the star-studded world of the Laureus Sports Awards in Madrid, where tennis reigned supreme. Alcaraz was crowned World Sportsman of the Year, a massive validation of a 2025 season that saw him dominate with dual Grand Slam titles and that unforgettable, epic clash against Jannik Sinner. Yet, as he walked onto that stage wearing a protective cast on his right wrist, the mood shifted from victory to concern. Alcaraz dropped a bombshell. He isn't sure he'll be able to defend his French Open crown. He is choosing long-term health over short-term glory, telling us, "Forcing it could penalize me enormously." It's a brave move from a young athlete who clearly understands the difference between winning a tournament and protecting a career. But the tennis takeover didn't stop there. Aryna Sabalenka snagged the Sportswoman of the Year award, marking a year where she held the world #1 spot with an iron grip. She's joined the ranks of Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka, company that is nothing short of legendary. Outside the court, the night was packed with brilliance. Rory McIlroy finally completed his career Grand Slam to win Comeback of the Year, and Lando Norris took home a trophy for his monumental maiden F1 title. From Lamine Yamal's emergence as the best young talent to Nadia Comaneci receiving a well-deserved lifetime achievement nod 50 years after that perfect 10, the night was a reminder of why we fall in love with sports in the first place. We are witnessing history being written, but for Alcaraz, the next chapter might be written from the sidelines. Do you think he's making the right call by sitting out, or is the French Open too big to miss? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more deep dives into the world of sports. After all, the greatest athletes are often defined not just by their wins, but by knowing exactly when to step back. Could the French Open be heading toward its biggest shakeup in years? The tennis world is currently holding its breath as Carlos Alcaraz deals with a nagging wrist injury that puts his appearance at Roland Garros in serious doubt. For a man who has claimed the last 2 titles in Paris, including that absolute marathon of a final against Jannik Sinner, this is a massive blow. Speaking ahead of his big win at the Laureus Awards, Alcaraz admitted he is playing the waiting game, leaning on patience while he awaits further test results. It is a tough pill to swallow for someone so explosive on the court. We already saw him make the heartbreaking decision to pull out of the Madrid Open, missing out on that home crowd magic for the 2nd year in a row. A photo circulating from a local restaurant showing him in an elaborate wrist splint says more than any press release ever could. The reality is that Alcaraz and Sinner have turned professional tennis into their own private arena, hoarding the last 9 Grand Slam titles between them. With Alcaraz recently becoming the youngest player to complete the career Grand Slam after his Australian Open win, his absence at Roland Garros would leave a void the size of the court itself. It would open the door for Sinner, who is still hunting for his first trophy in Paris, potentially ending a rivalry that has defined the last few seasons. If you think the current ATP rankings are volatile, just wait until we see how this plays out. Do you think Sinner can finally conquer the clay without his biggest rival in the draw, or is the tournament just not the same without the Spaniard? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on the race to Paris. At the end of the day, tennis is a game of physical attrition, and sometimes the toughest opponent isn't across the net, it's your own body. Is the British tennis summer hanging in the balance? We are looking at a nervous wait for 2 of our biggest stars, and the clock to Roland Garros is ticking loud and fast. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are breaking down the worrying injury updates surrounding Jack Draper and Emma Raducanu. First up, let's talk Jack Draper. The British ace is officially out of the Madrid and Rome events with a lingering knee issue. After that tough retirement in Barcelona last week, the situation feels eerily familiar for fans of the game. Tennis expert Laura Robson hit the nail on the head when she warned that Draper simply cannot head into the French Open undercooked. We are talking about best-of-5 set matches. You cannot just wing that intensity without hard miles in your legs. The silver lining? This appears to be a manageable tendon issue, likely a byproduct of his body compensating for previous struggles. If he can get some reps in at Hamburg or Geneva before Paris, there is still hope for a strong showing. Then, we have the ongoing saga of Emma Raducanu. It has been a frustrating cycle for her, as she continues to battle the lingering effects of a viral illness picked up way back in February. We've seen her withdrawal from Miami, Linz, and now Madrid. It is a stark reminder that even the world's elite are at the mercy of their own physiology. Robson is right. It is not about who is in her coaching camp right now. It is about getting her body back to a place where she can actually put in the work. When you aren't healthy enough to train, the tactics don't matter much. We are all waiting to see her back on court, but for now, the timeline remains entirely in the air. It is a brutal reminder of how fragile a tennis career can be. Are you worried that these repeated setbacks will derail their seasons, or is this just the necessary price of long-term recovery? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want to keep up with all the twists and turns on the ATP and WTA tour, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remember, in tennis, as in life, it is rarely about how you start, but how you finish when the pressure is at its absolute peak.